And I welcome you all to the ninth session of Code Crunchers. So today, first we'll continue with our while loop, which we were doing yesterday. Then we'll do some decrement questions, that is running the loops backwards. We'll revise loops well today. So I'm starting to share the screen. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I'm giving you a question and you have to solve it using the while loop. So it is write a program to input a number and print it 10 times. And you have to use while loop. So here's the question. You have got 3 minutes and you're requested to raise your hand as soon as you complete the question. In this program, you have to input a number and you have to print it 10 times using the while loop. See, in this program, you have to input a number and you have to print it 10 times using the while loop. You're requested to raise your hand by 10:41 if you complete it. Okay, so it's 10:41. And if you have completed the program, you are requested to either raise your hand or you can send it to me personally in the chat. Yeah, so has any of you completed that program? Okay, so you can send it in the chat box. How will this program run? You are given an initial value of 10 to the variable x. I'll just take this program on the whiteboard and we'll discuss it. Yeah, so this is your program which you have created. In this program, you have taken the initial value of 10 to x and given the final value of 10 also. And the increment statement is missing from here. Even if it was there, then how will the loop execute? It would have executed just once only. And in this program, I asked you to input a number. No, so there are corrections in this program. The first one being over here, you had to input a number. So I'm entering the number in a variable a. I've taken the initial value of x to be 1, the final value of to be 10, and x plus plus. Now that's the program, and because I had to print the value of the entered number, so I'm using the variable name over here in the print statement. So now this loop will execute 10 times because whatever is in the brackets of while loop, it will get executed as much times as the loop is getting executed. And because the loop is getting executed 10 times, so the statement within the print statement will get printed 10 times. So the value of this variable a will get printed as the output 10 times. So I hope it is clear now. The system does count 0 as a number also, but over here I've given the initial value of 1 to x, and I'm not given the initial value of 0, and that's why we are taking from 1 to 10. If we would have taken from 0 to 10, then the loop would have executed 11 times. The first time at the iteration 0 and the 11th time at the value of x where it will be 10. Yeah, you can also print a statement with it. The statement will get printed as much times as the loop is getting executed. Over here, if we want to start from 0 and we take 0 over here, then we can do two things. Either we can do x is less than 10, so the loop will stop at 9. The value of x where it is 9, but the number of iterations will be 10 because 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It will get 10 iterations. Or what we can do is we can do x is less than or equal to 9. The same thing it will occur. The loop will run 10 times. So I hope it's clear. If you want to print once, then there's no need for the loop. You can print it outside the loop. You can use the print statement before the loop or after the loop. But you are using the loop just to use the print statement 10 times. So I hope this program is clear. The question states that you have to print it 10 times. So that's why you will be using the print statement within the loop. And one more thing, in such questions where you do not have to print the value of the variable used in the loop, you can give any value to that variable. The only clause is that the total number of iterations should be 10. You can take from 11 to 20, x is equal to 11 and x is less than equal to 20, or x is equal to 10 and x is less than equal to 19. So, means anyway, the number of iterations should be 10. You can take any value for the variable used. So I hope it is clear. Yeah, you can use two print statements, but over here we had to print it 10 times only. So we took one and we set the loop for 10 iterations and the program ran. Okay, so I'll just summarize this program once. In this program, we prompted the user to enter a value in this variable a. Then we took an initial value of the variable x used in the while loop. We gave it 1. And the final value of the test condition is that the loop will continue to execute until and unless the value is less than or equal to 10. The loop will execute. We have given the increment, and in the print statement, we have used the name of the variable that was entered by the user so that that value gets printed 10 times. This test condition, it specifies that the loop will continue to execute till the time the value of x is either less than or equal to 10. Alternatively, we can make this program by giving any value to x, any initial and final value. The only clause is that the total number of iterations must be 10. We can do it x is equal to 11 and less than equal to 20. Then also the total number of iterations will be 10. One at 11, then at 12, then 13 up till 20. Or what we can do is we can take initial value as 0, final value as less than equal to 9. So from 0 up till 9, it'll get 10 iterations. Or we can do one more thing. We can say x is less than 10. So because we have specified that x is less than 10, so it will run from 0 to 9, the iteration, and the total number of iterations will be 10. And there's a thing known as infinite loops. So for example, there's a test condition that can never be met. So the loop will run infinitely. And that's why we use a test condition that is logical, and that means the program will eventually come to that test condition. So I hope this is clear that we can assign any value to that variable if the value is not to be printed, and the only clause is that the total number of iterations must be 10. Iterations as in the number of times the loop executes. Okay, so one more question. Write a program to input two numbers, calculate their product, and print it 10 times with the message the product is whatever the result comes. So now in this program, you have to input two numbers, you have to calculate their product, and you have to print it 10 times with the message that the product is, and then you add the variable so that the value of the variable gets printed. So you've got 3 minutes for this program. You're requested to raise your hand as soon as you complete it, or you can send it personally. You have to use while loop. Use while loop. Okay, so it's time. One of the candidates has sent me the program. I'll make edits to this program itself. So int a comma int b. Okay, one more candidate has in the program. And yes, this program is correct. Class loop, public static void main, int z. Yeah, between int z and int y, there has to be a comma. They have to be separated by comma. Yeah, this program is accurate. Okay. And here you have to print the product. Over here you can specify int pro equals a into b. And that's it. The program will run efficiently now. Okay. So I guess we have done means enough programs of practice of while loop as well as for loop. And yeah, you have to print it with a message. That clause of the program, I guess none of you use that clause except the one who sent the program. at the beginning. So yeah, over here you have to, because you have to print the message. So the product is plus pro. So now it will print the product is and the product which we have calculated. And one more thing, you might have noticed that every time I print a message, I take a gap, leave a gap between the last word of the message and the final double inverted quote. So can any one of you guess that what's the reason of this gap between is and the final double inverted quote? Because it's not an obligation, but I just leave this gap. I'm saying that you might have noticed that whenever I am printing a message in the print statement, I leave a gap between the final word of the message and the closing double inverted quote. Over here, you can see I've left a gap between is and the double inverted quote at the end. So, can any of you guess the reason for it? Because it's not an obligation. I do it myself. So, can any one of you guess the reason? No, but I have not placed any full stops over here. Okay, I'll explain it. I'll just tell you with an example. For example, the product over here is 6, and if I would have not left a, yeah, what Hamza said over here just now, it's very much correct. If I would not have left a white space over here, white space as in the blank space, then I would have got the output as the product is, and without a space, I would have got 6. So I would have got the output like that. Because I leave the space at the end, so I'll get the output as the product is and the white space, that is a blank space. So just to leave a space between the value of the variable and the message, it is recommended from my side to give a blank space or a white space between them. So now you understood, I hope, that why it is recommended to leave a blank space or a white space. It's known as a white space. Okay, so now it's time for the break. You're required to go through your notes, revise everything, and rejoin at latest by 11:08. We'll do some decrement loops. We'll run some loop backwards. So up till now, we'll keep be keeping it up till here. You're required to rehydrate, go through the programs, through the notes, and rejoin latest at 11:08. Ask if anything is unclear, and then we'll continue. Okay, so you may leave now. Okay, so welcome back. I hope you rehydrated and went through your notes. Okay, so I'll be sharing the screen and we'll continue then. Yeah, first I'll give you a question and you're required to try it. If you're able to do it, well and good, we'll discuss it. And if you're not able to do it, then I'll explain it to you. Okay, so write a program to print the first 10 even numbers in backward order. That is from 20 to 2. And you can use any type of loop you want, for loop, while loop. It is totally at your discretion because now you have learned both. So you have to print the first 10 even numbers. A program like that we have already done. We have already completed. Yesterday we did it. Yeah. So yesterday we did that program. And now you have to just print it in backward order. So I'm giving you 2 minutes for this program now. At 11:17 sharp, you're required to send me the corrected program. Yeah. So it is 11:17. Were you able to make that program? If yes, you may raise your hand. Okay. Now you can send it in the chat box if you have completed that program. Okay. We'll just discuss this program, the mistakes in this program, because two of the candidates have sent the program and there are slight errors in both of the programs. We'll discuss both of them. So, yeah, one of the candidates has sent this program, one candidate has sent this program, and there are some slight errors in this program. I'll just discuss it. Okay, so now he has edited that program. He has made it from x is equal to x plus 2 to x is equal to x minus 2. Okay, still there is a logical error in this program. So this he has made the program with while loop, and the other candidate has made the program with for loop. I'll just write both over here and we'll make corrections to them. Because the question was that you have to print the even numbers from 20 up till 2. You have to print the first 10 even numbers in backward order. Because if you are printing them from 10 to 2, then you will only print the first 5 even numbers. So this was the program sent by the other candidate. So there are slight tweaks in both of the program. I'll just discuss them real quick. Yeah. So first, I'll discuss the program made by using the while loop. So yeah, this candidate has given the initial value of 10 and the test condition is up till 2. He has also used the correct decrement, x is equal to x minus 2. All of that is very much correct. But over here, the question states that you have to print the first 10 even numbers in backward orders. And if you are printing from 10 up till 2, then you'll only get 5 even numbers: 10, 8, 6, 4, and 2. These are only 5, and you have to print 10. Mistake in this program is the initial value. The initial value must be 20 because these are even numbers. Yeah, so the initial value will be 20. Now, coming to the program made by using the for loop, there's a slight error in this also. The candidate has given the correct initial value, but mistake is that he has taken x minus, that is x is equal to x minus 1. He has used a decrement of 1 instead of using a decrement of 2. So it will not print even numbers only, it will print odd as well as even numbers. That is from 20 up till 2, it will print each and every number. So the correction over here will be x is equal to x minus 2. So I hope you've understood the concept. Here you have one program from while loop and the other from for loop for the same question, printing the first 10 even numbers in backward orders. In the while loop, we gave an initial value of 20, final value of 2, and use a decrement of x minus 2. Similarly, in for loop, we used initial value of 20, final value of 2. The test condition, wait, the test condition is wrong. I just now you noticed that you used x is less than equal to 2. Both of you. See, how will x be? How will x ever be less than 2 if you've given the initial value of 20? 20 is never less than 2. Any idea? Yeah, x is greater than or equal to 2 because in this program the value of x should not go below 2. So we are using x is either greater than 2 or equal to 2. The program will continue, or the loop will continue to execute till the values of x are either greater than 2 or equal to 2. So this is a major difference when we are using loops with decrementing values. We use, instead of less than, we use the greater than symbol. So I hope it's clear to all of the candidates. Yeah. So now it's very much clear. Correct the program. Okay. So we have used the test condition x is greater than equal to 2. And the decrement, we have decreased the value by 2, x is equal to x minus 2. So you are saying that what if in the test condition we write x is equal to 2? So because it is the test condition, it first checks the value of x and it specifies that will the loop execute or not. So in the first instance, the value of x is 20, and you have given that x is equal to 2. It will first check that means if is the current value of x equal to 2, and the condition will be false because the value of x at the first iteration, at the first instance, will be 20. So the loop will not execute, and that's why we're using x is greater than equal to 2, because it is the test condition. It evaluates based on the value of x. It checks if the value of x is greater than 2 or equal to 2, and if it stands 2, then only the loop will execute. So I hope it is clear. It is not only the final value of x, it is also the test condition. So before executing the loop, because it is an entry control loop, the program will first check whether the value of x is greater than 2 or equal to 2 or not. and only if it is true, then the loop will execute. Otherwise, the loop will not execute. It will terminate. So I hope it is clear to you now. So I hope now it is clear. With negative numbers, yeah, because over here we have used integer data types. We can use negative numbers also, but we had to just print the first 10 even numbers, so that's why we have not used any negative number. Okay, so I hope that these type of programs are clear to you all. Okay. Okay, so now we'll continue. Okay, now this program you might see it as a little bit of complex. It requires some logic. Write a program to input a number and print all the numbers from that number till 0. So in this program, you have to input a number and you have to print all the numbers from that number till the number 0 in backward order. You can, for example, I've entered the number 25. So the program should give me an output from 25, 24, 23 up till 0. So I hope the question is clear. You've got 4 minutes for this program, and at 11:33 you're required to raise your hand by 11:33 if you've completed it, or you may send it in the chat box personally to me. Okay. Okay, so it's time. And two of the candidates had sent me their program. One made it using the while loop and the other using the for loop. And one more has sent the program. His program also contains a slight error, means there are slight amendments to that program. So I'll discuss the program. First, I'll discuss the program which was sent using the while loop. Then I'll discuss the one which was sent using the for loop. So here's the program. Okay. So the only amendment in the program is this. Generally, you're not expected to use the same variable for entering the number as well as in the loop, be it a while loop or for loop or a do while loop. It is better for you to use another variable. So I'm taking int a, and over here I'll give an initial value. And there was one more tweak bit. Yeah, you declared the variable twice. You used int x over here, and then you again declared int x over here. You're required to declare the variable only once. Yeah, so int a, and will give the initial value of a, that is the value of the variable a to the variable x. And over here it will be x is greater than or equal to 0, and x is equal to x minus 1. And now this program is correct. You have to give the initial value of a to the variable x. So now the other program, the one who sent me using the for loop, and that program is accurate. So it is class D public static void main int a, declaring the variable over here int x, then for, yeah, that is correct, that the decrement you have placed x is equal to x minus 1. You can even use x minus minus, but this method is also correct. Okay, so he has taken the initial value of a. He has given the initial value of the variable a to x. Then he has used x is greater than equal to 0 and x minus minus, or x is equal to x minus 1, whatever you prefer. Then system dot out dot print ln, and he has printed the value of x, and this program will run smoothly. So now we have two programs over here. Yeah, I'll just go through them real quick once again. In this program, we prompted the user to enter a number in the variable a. Then we assigned the value of a as the initial value to the variable x, which was used in the while loop. Then we gave the test condition that the loop will execute till the value of x is either greater than 0 or equal to 0. You are required to note that this is the test condition. It is not only the final value, it is the test condition. That is, the loop will execute till the value of x is either greater than 0 or less than 0, because the value of x is continues to decrease by 1 every time the loop executes. And then it will print the value. For example, if the first initial value is 25, it will print 25. Then the value will decrease by 1 over here. It will check if 24 is greater than 0 or not, and it is true, then it will print once again till the value is 0. Then the then after the means printing 0, here it will print 0 at the final iteration, and the value will go from 0 minus 1, the value will be minus 1. It will again check in the test condition if minus 1 is greater than 0 or equal to 0, and because the test condition will be false, the loop terminates. So I hope it is clear. Till the time I'll first explain the for loop. In the for loop, we have done the same thing. We have entered the number in a variable a. We have assigned the value of a as the initial value of x, and with the test condition x is greater than equal to 0, and the decrement value x minus minus, and we have printed the value of x. The value of x continues to decrease, and we can assign the same value to two variables. There is no bar in it. And because variable a was already used for entering the value, I assigned the value, or you can say I created a copy of a and applied a decrement to it. Understood? You can say that I have created a copy of a. I've copied the value of a into the variable x and applied a decrement statement to it. Decrement as in x is equal to x minus 1 or x minus minus. I've applied the decrement statement and I printed the values. Okay, is it clear? Okay. It is more organized and better to create a copy of the entered variable or the entered number into another variable, and you create the loop with that variable. So now I'll just run this program on BlueJ. Okay. So just wait for a second. I'm opening BlueJ and I'll share the screen. And I'll just run this program real quick, and then you are required to leave this session. I'll give the initial value of 6, and the program ran from 6543210. We'll be keeping it up till here today. You're required to go through your notes, revise everything, and consistently practice the programs. You can create your own questions and do the programs. Okay. So we'll keep it up till here. Thank you. You may leave the session now.